All sour cocktails have a frothy head on them, like I give to your mother every night. Hello, YouTube acolytes. Did y'all know that alcohol could taste good? Wild, I know. Well, over on Twitch, my acolytes told me I should teach the YouTube crowd some of my cocktail secrets. So if you want to know how to make some absolute bangers that'll make your friends, if you have any, go PogChamp, or even just a couple of drinks for yourself on a sad, lonely night. Then watch this video as I make a mess all over my table instead of your mother for once. Have a good one. First drink of the day is a variation on an old-fashioned. Now, an old-fashioned is a classic, probably the most classic cocktail. Traditionally, it is, you know, bourbon, bitters, syrup. And it's a good drink. It's spiraled off into a whole category of cocktails where you use primarily spirits with a small amount of syrup and bitters to kind of enhance the flavor. As a result, it means I can do things that would be considered crimes in the Midwest. So like a normal old-fashioned, we're going to start off with some bitters. A couple of dashes of Angostura, which are, if you've never had them before, think Christmas spices. I think that's a good way to think of it. Then cocoa bitters. It tastes like cocoa. This is not fancy. 2 dashes of those. This drink is an invention of mine. Hence the criminal nature. I am known for my problematic ability to influence others. We have a couple of syrups we're going to be using here. First one is something called orgeat. This is, I mean, its official name is orgeat. It's a French syrup. I call it crack because you could lure me into a white van with this pretty easily. It is a almond syrup that is kind of augmented with orange blossom water. There's going to be about 10 mils of orgeat in here. It is fucking amazing, and anyone who's had orgeat will agree. It is common in tiki drinks, like Mai Tai. This one, on the other hand, is called falernum. It is another tiki-style syrup. I would describe the taste as kind of lime with cloves and aniseed. It's very nice. It tastes like cola, actually, if you ever had like a traditional Caribbean cola. Anyway, there's about 5 mils of falernum into this thing. And then finally for our spirits, the first one we have is a discarded banana peel rum, of which there's going to be 25 mils. This rum is actually quite good. Like it's a good quality rum. It's not just like a shitty flavored, like overly sweet rum. It's actually really nice. And then there's going to be 25 mils of a mango rum. Now this one's mango and ginger. This is a pineapple oleo saccharum, and oleo saccharum is essentially, it is a type of syrup that you make from fruit peels. You can use regular fruit as well, like you can use strawberries, or this is just pineapple rind, covered in an equal weight of sugar, and it extracts all the oils out and makes a really good syrup. There's 5 mils of that, and that is our drink. Now this is a stirred cocktail because it is pretty much just spirits. There's no citrus, there's no dairy. So when you're stirring a cocktail, you want enough ice because you're basically looking to chill the cocktail more than you're looking to dilute it. You want to dilute it a little bit, but you primarily want to chill it, which is why I use a lot of ice. For fuck's sake. My ice is being a twat today. There we go. That's enough ice. That's about as much ice you want. And then we're gonna stir this a lot. Bratty ice, you fucking right. Someone abused this ice. I don't have a proper... I'm sorry, what? And then I don't have a proper mixing glass. I'm just using the other half of my shaker. I'd normally like to get my spoon a little bit farther down, but this is for stream, so they don't need to be optimally made, you know? You're looking to stir this. Normally an old-fashioned be stirred maybe 40 to 60 times. It depends on the level of dilution you want. You're basically looking to chill this. You can kind of just tell by the level of chill, you know, what you're looking for. We're gonna strain this over a big ol' ice cube. I just very briefly went Australian. If you ordered that at a bar, you went to somewhere in America and you asked for this thing, they'd probably shoot you on sight. But that is my island old-fashioned. Now the problem with pre-juicing stuff is which one is lemon juice and which one's lime juice. So this drink is gonna be a little bit more complicated to make, but it is one of, if not my favorite cocktail of all time, Jeffrey Morgenthaler's Amaretto Sour. Now, Jeffrey Morgenthaler is a very well-known in the cocktail scene mixologist. He's known for creating many cocktails, and he did a revamp on a cocktail called an Amaretto Sour a while ago. Now, Amaretto is this stuff. It is a very sweet almondy liqueur from Italy. It apparently actually means a little bit bitter. I love the stuff, but a sour is usually a drink that is equal parts citrus and sweetener. Traditionally, an Amaretto Sour would be the full 2 ounces of Amaretto plus the equal parts, and it's way too sweet to work as a sour cocktail. It just fundamentally doesn't work because of the sweetness of the liqueur. He did a variation where he subbed in some bourbon and lowered the sweetener, and it creates one of, if not my favorite cocktails of all time. So into the shaker, we're gonna do about 7.5 mils of simple syrup. Now, simple syrup is just 1-to-1 sugar and water cooked down. It's a very common ingredient in cocktails. It is what it is. To that, we're gonna do 22.5 or 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. This is fresh lemon juice. It's just pre-squeezed. This here is bourbon. Normally, bourbon as itself works very well in this cocktail. This bourbon in particular has just been infused with coffee beans. You put coffee beans in bourbon, let it steep for about a day, infuse a nice little coffee taste to it. I just think it tastes nicer. Any kind of standard bourbon will work. I'm just putting my little spin on it because I frankly can. And you're gonna do 30 mils or 1 ounce of your bourbon or coffee infused bourbon. Finally, you're gonna do 45 mils or 1.5 ounces of amaretto. And I love this stuff. This is on a similar level to orgeat for crack for me. Ugh. And with the coffee flavor from the bourbon, it is as close to a perfect drink as you can get. It's sweet, almondy, vanilla notes from the bourbon, sour, fresh. It's everything you want. That's all of the spirits and sweeteners and everything you're going to add to this drink. Then the last thing you're going to add is you have 2 options. Technically 3. All sour cocktails have a frothy head on them, like I give to your mother every night. You can either use egg whites to create that, you can use something called cocktail foamer, or you can use aquafaba. Aquafaba is chickpea water. It does the same thing as egg whites. I just like to use a lot less aquafaba to egg whites because aquafaba smells weird. But you're gonna look to put about 10 to 15 mils of aquafaba or egg whites. Now, to actually get it to mix in with your drink, you have to do something called a dry shake, which is basically you shake it without ice, and that is how to emulsify it. The other way you can do a dry shake is you can get a milk frother, put it into the drink, and do this. And this means I don't have to deal with the pain of dry shaking because the way shakers lock is with the cold. Thus, if you're dry shaking, there's no cold. So it drips all over your hands and it's a big pain. But if you just use a milk frother to incorporate a bunch of air into this, you can mix it up, emulsify everything, and get all that kind of air going. You can already see it kind of frothing up right here. Okay. There you go. And you know you've done it right when there's that, you can see that kind of frothy head on it. Then into your shaker, we have 1 full cube of ice and 1 cracked cube of ice. And like normal, pour everything together, lock the shaker, and give it a shake. I like giving a pretty hard shake for my sour drink. There we go. And then we're gonna get our strainer. Double strain this. I like to strain it over a cube of ice. Traditionally, you would not. But I like the ice just because I'm gonna drink it slowly because I'm streaming. And then the final step for any sours, you take Angostura bitters. You give 3 little drips. Oh, there's a 4th one. And then normally you just get a chopstick, but you just basically just want to drag your spoon through them to create a nice little kind of pattern. And then take a little pick and a maraschino cherry. Oh, sorry, maraschino cherry. There you go. Now, if you want to do a different drink that is equally delicious, but I didn't really want to do today because I feel like it's a whole drink in itself, you can use some of the liquid in those maraschino cherries and add about 15 mils of it, and then you have a Bakewell sour. But there you go. That is the Amaretto Sour. All right. As always, you go with your kind of cheaper ingredients first. So we're going to start out with 15 mils or half an ounce of orgeat. It's a little bit heavy. To that, I'm going to have 22.5 mils or 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. Little pinch of some salt to simulate saline solution. This just helps out bring out the flavors of everything that's in there. It's not necessary. Neither is adding some extra orange blossom water if you want to bring out the kind of orange flavors more. It's just good. And finally, for tequila, we're gonna have 60 mils or 2 ounces. It's a fairly simple cocktail. That doesn't make it less good. As before, you can use lemon juice if you want. I am using the aquafaba, about 10 mils. I'm using aquafaba just because, not because I'm vegan, but because I didn't have any eggs in the house. But I did have a can of chickpeas and I didn't know what to have for dinner, so I decided right then and there, I'm having chickpeas. Yes, first you have to, once again, dry shake or the magical milk frother and give that a whiz. You want to just kind of agitate it up and down until it incorporates and get some air into there. It's not only to get the froth going, but it's also to just emulsify the drink and get everything actually mixed together, because things like aquafaba and egg whites, they will freeze first before the alcohol and the other liquids do when in the presence of ice. So you really have to kind of mix them in before you shake it, or you're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna say that's good. Again, you can see the nice head of foam. That is a good sign to show you that you've done everything you need. This is served over ice again. Just a single big cube. They're not the best shaped cubes, but they do what they need to. Now we're gonna do 1 cracked cube. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, you bastard. Oh, my ice cubes hate me. Ow. Ow. I slammed my hand. And like before, and like every other time, we're just going to shake this. This one doesn't get quite as vigorous of a shake, but I would still say give it a pretty hard one. Depending on your drink, sometimes there can be different amounts of shaking. But anyway, we're going to strain that over ice and finish with, if it wants to work. There you go. That is the Infante. I am covered in liquid now. But that is a really, really good tequila cocktail. It is bright. It's the cinnamon as a garnish adds this kind of extra spicy note. It's also just got the kind of almondy aftertaste. Works really, really well with the tequila. Strong. It's good. It doesn't require many ingredients. And I am going to go and kind of clean up some stuff because my hands are sticky now. Hey, me again. Once more, if you did like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps a lot. And join us over on Twitch for more of this dumbassery. Goodbye.